Hey everybody, Felizy here. I'm hanging out with my garlic. It's sunny, it's spring, great time of year. Today I'm just starting to plant some carrots and some potatoes, some more peas. But the reason I'm making this video today is I noticed as I was walking around all of these volunteers coming up, and if you've seen some of my earlier videos, I like the concept of volunteers and the strong seeds surviving over the winter and coming up on their own. So I'm going to take you through and show you just exactly what is volunteering in my garden without any effort on my behalf, and let's get going. So the first thing that showed up and volunteered in my garden this year was the garlic. I planted a whole bunch of it, but there were ones that I must have missed, cloves, because as you can see, they came up in multiple shoots. Now, part of me thinks I should separate these out and get them going normal, give them space, but I also have tons of garlic growing, and this I've never done before, so I'm thinking I'm going to experiment, leave them in their clumps, and just see what happens. I'm not expecting it to do better, but with gardening, sometimes you have to just try things out. So the next thing that started to volunteer, lettuce plants. I don't know if you can see these very well. Hopefully they can get a bit of focus, but they started popping up. Now, if you recall, I did a video on how to propagate your lettuce champion strains. I let a few plants go to seed and let them shake them around and spread the seed and see where they come up. Here's where some of them came up. There's a few spots in the garden now that have some lettuce coming up. So what I will do with these is I will move them into their own homes and space them out properly. So these are sunflowers. We have a whole bunch of them. They volunteered. I will spread these out again in a placement that I want them to be, but very excited. I did a video on how to plant a bunch of sunflower seeds cheap and easy, and you can check that one out, and this is the result right here, guys. The next volunteers I was super excited about because I had forgotten I had left a couple onion plants to go to seed. That takes 2 years, or I guess you leave them from 1 year, and then the second year they go to seed. Before we dig up any volunteer plants, it's always a good idea to make sure we have a home for them to land in. So I already have cleared a spot that I'm going to be putting lettuce. I tend to put lettuce at the foot of the peas. So I'm going to dig some up here, and I'll just show you the quick transplant. Try to take a few at a time if you can. That is always helpful to protect the roots as much as possible. Dig deep and get a good scoop. I'm going to try to take these 3 right here, maybe the 4th at the same time. We'll see how it goes. Straight down with the shovel and scoop under. Oh, so there we go. We have the 3 volunteers. We're going to take these over to their home, and I'll show you what we do there. Okay, so here's where I've been planting. Already have put some in here, and I've got some wood chips, so if you have wood chips, just clear away the spot you want to put them. Oh, that already broke away from the chunk real easy. I'm going to just dig a little plug, a hole, place it in gently, backfill up to the same soil level, and then repeat. So here's the soil in its clump. I have a couple, so I want to get them apart. Find that line between the 2 that's widest. Slowly separate, and things should come. Oh, we lost a lot of the soil. That's okay though. Really want to try to get these guys separate without hurting the roots too much. There we go. Couple of these, couple root systems will find their homes now. Next up is sunflowers. Check out my earlier video on how to get champion volunteer sunflowers. Got one on that. So here they are. They've shown up. Here's the strong ones. You can see some nice big 4-leaf ones here. I'm going to go after them first. These are more of a one at a time when they're this size. Maybe grab that second one, and try to keep as much of the soil around it as you can. And now we'll take it to its home. So here's a bed I've set up for the sunflowers. I'm going to put them near the fence. The deers will eat through the fence to get to them, so I'll make sure I leave a little bit of space. But we'll get that clump into its home. We'll firm the soil around it. Don't bury the plant itself, not with sunflowers. If you ever have a whole bunch of your volunteers that are clustered together, you can still tease them apart, nice and gently. I kind of shake the soil away, You can see what's starting to happen is the sunflower seedlings are separating out. Alright, so onions are the next volunteer up to the plate. And as you can see, there's been a cluster of these. The reason why we have onions is I'd let a couple plants go more than 1 year. I let it sit all the way through the winter, and then it went to seed last summer. It dropped the seeds, and here's a whole cluster of them that have come in. It's wonderful. So again, it's similar principles. Just get your shovel in there, your little scoop, and give it a scoop as many as you can grab at one time. Try to preserve the roots. Go a bit deep in case the roots go down. Okay, so here's our clump of onions. I'm going to gently shake them and tease them apart. I don't know. You'll see a bunch of little, and just gentle tugging will eventually separate the roots, and usually you can do it if you're patient without actually breaking any roots. So there's one, a really good one right there. You can see the root quality and everything. So I just tend to shake a few apart and lay them into the holes. If one doesn't come, try another one. Go around your little clump. Eventually one loosens, and that loosens the next one, and they all eventually come apart. So then I'll just put the roots into the holes here. I'll firm up around. You don't want to bury onions at all. There's a little bit of a coloring to the stalk here. Quite often it's white in this section right here. Don't go any deeper than that. I try to go right about there for my depth. And don't forget to water your plants, your seedlings, after you've transplanted them. There we go. That's how I like to transplant my volunteer seedlings in the spring. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and the thumbs up, and we will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.